Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to read a story titled Friends. The author and illustrator is Helm Hine. It's one of my favorite books about three great friends. Let's find out about the story. There's the title page, Friends, written and illustrated by Helm Hine. Every morning when Charlie Rooster strutted into the barn to wake the other animals, Johnny Mouse and Fat Percy went with him to help. Good friends always stick together, they said. When this job was done, they wheeled their bicycle out of the barn and set off for their morning ride. So you can see. They could ride down the roughest paths and up the steepest cliffs. No curve was too sharp for them and their bicycle. No puddle was deep enough to stop them. And you can see they all have a job riding the bicycle. Pedaling and steering. They almost ran over a goat or two. One day they played a game of hide and seek by the village pond. While Johnny Mouse was hiding, he discovered an old boat lying in the tall grass. He showed his friends, and they decided to play pirates. Good friends always decide things together, they said. Johnny Mouse took the tiller, Charlie Rooster opened his wings to make the sail, and Fat Percy plugged up the hole in the side of the boat by sitting on it. So they all had a job to do. They sailed out on the open water, and as the day went on, they felt very brave and bold. They conquered the village pond. Those poor ducks, flying everywhere. But hunger finally sent them back to the shore. First they tried to catch fish, but their stomachs rumbled so loudly that they frightened all the fish away. Not very good fishermen. Then they went looking for cherries. They shared them. That's what good friends do. Some for Johnny Mouse, some for Charlie Rooster, and twice as many for Fat Percy. Pigs eat an awful lot. Johnny Mouse didn't mind, but Charlie Rooster complained. He said it was unfair, so they gave him the cherry stones. Friends are always fair, they said. They ate so many cherries that they all got stomach aches and had to sit down for a while before they started back. As evening fell and the shadows grew longer, they bicycled home. Behind the henhouse near the water barrel, they swore to be friends forever. Good friends always stick together, they said. They decided to spend the night in Johnny Mouse's house. Now think of a pig and a chicken trying to get into a mouse house. But Charlie Rooster got stuck in the door. Then Fat Percy invited them to spend the night with him. But Johnny Mouse said he didn't want to sleep in a pigsty. Probably awfully dirty. Finally, Charlie Rooster suggested sleeping in the henhouse. They tried to rest on a perch high above the ground, but it broke. So sadly, they said goodnight to each other and went to their own beds. Sometimes good friends can't be together, they said. But that night they dreamed about each other the way true friends do. You can see each one of them in a dream, floating on the clouds. Now, I want to read the end of the book, and I'm going to kind of show this to you a little closer. That's the author, and if you look at him in his boat, he has a sheep. Let me read about him. I love my friends, and I look after them well. In Africa, for example, where I lived for 12 years, I had a wild pig that stayed with me in my house. A wild pig in his house. Whenever I went to town, I put a collar with its name and address on my pet, just in case it got lost. Just like you would do for a dog or a cat. As soon as the collar was on the pig, he jumped onto the front seat of my car and urged me to go. I also had chickens in my backyard. Each one had a name. None of them ended up in my pot because friends with names you simply cannot eat. They thanked me by sharing their eggs with me. I was not at all fond of the mice in my house until one day I found a baby mouse caught in a glass jar. Of course, I saved its life. It overwhelmed me with its charm, and I changed my attitude completely. We lived together happily ever after. For the time being, my best friend is a sheep, but that likes to go fishing with me in New Zealand, where I spend long sunny winters, helm high. So he loves his animals, just like the animals in the story. My question to you today, just like Mrs. Lorenzo, is think about the story and what is the setting. Remember, Mrs. Lorenzo told you the setting is where the story takes place. So use the illustrations to help you decide where the story takes place. I'd like you to also tell me your favorite part of the story and why it was your favorite. Have a great day, friends. Bye for now.